Happening in today's Cultural Atlas. If you have been up to Santa Fe's Plaza lately, you might have noticed the doors to the New Mexico Museum of Art are closed. That's because they have been busy undergoing a long overdue renovation. I mean, after all, they are celebrating 100 years on November 25th. The New Mexico Museum of Art is celebrating a big birthday in November, turning 100 years old on the 25th.
We really consider we are Santa Fe and New Mexico's art museum, and we want to share this birthday celebration with everyone in our community.
The community first set sight on an art museum in 1915, just 3 years after New Mexico became a state. A partial appropriation of $30,000 was awarded for the opening of an art museum in the state capital. Led by artists like Robert Hinrye and scholars and visionaries like Edgar Lee Hewitt, the open-door-style art gallery of the Museum of New Mexico premiered in 1917.
It was a beautiful, beautiful, simple building when it was open, and we want to get back to that as much as we can.
When the doors opened on the museum, guests found a strikingly modern building. The flooring, for example, was way ahead of its time in the early 20th century.
The floors are a beautiful, light concrete, but over the years they become covered with this sort of dark accretion that sucks up the light and just was not beautiful to look at and created a very dim environment.
The open, bright environment, a signature of the museum, grew throughout the years. In 1934, the museum's courtyard added alfresco murals created by artist Will Schuster. And it was in this courtyard that the museum began its renovations last year, replacing and repaving elements worn down by time.
But with digging that space up, we looked around and we did a lot of improvements to it. We completely repaved it. We treated all of the historic woodwork. We repainted the historic decoration. We put new lighting in. And we worked with the Santa Fe Garden Club, who are the volunteers that look after that space for us, to completely redesign and reinstall the beautiful grass and planting that's in there.
Light played a key role in what set the museum apart from other institutions around the country.
This was a place with a huge number of windows, unusually for an art museum.
As part of the renovation, those original windows have been excavated and opened. But it's not just the walls bringing in the flood of desert sky.
We are opening up 3 skylights that have been closed over because daylight was very important to the experience of this museum. And daylight is a really wonderful thing in a museum for people. It's not such a wonderful thing for artworks, and particularly the daylight in New Mexico, which is so intense. So we've found some skylight units that will create a beautiful daylight glow rather than a severe influx of daylight.
From floor to ceiling and everything in between, the museum has been going through a painstaking revival, all designed to redeliver New Mexicans their crown jewel of fine art. Again, the museum will reopen to the public on November 25th with a day-long celebration including birthday cake and the premiere of Painting Santa Fe. That kicks off a year of 100 special events at the museum. For more information, head over to foxnewmexico.com.